a Pterodactyl. Yeah, this hand's great, right? In addition to it, the reserved list that are very, God bless whoever started this beam. This has been a quality one for sure. Magic is a lot like they're gonna think this is a mirror for half a second. For half a second they're gonna think this is a mirror. And they're gonna realize we just ditched this Mamma Jamma into the discard pile. People are like, real deck, real deck, real deck. Zetalpa? What? What? Meme says, what? So what are the texts? It says flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Zetalpa reads. It doesn't have lifelink though, which is actually relevant in a matchup like this, right? Like not having lifelink on that card is relevant. All right, hopefully we draw another land tier so we can play this hollowed one out. Ding, ding, ding. So I'm gonna bin both of these, and then, I'm gonna start by cycling this and see what we draw. Is this what it feels like, chat? Is this what it feels like? Is this what the other side feels like? Is this, am I doing this right? Does anybody know if I'm doing this correctly? Welcome to Hollowed One. Is this how it's supposed to be done? And like next turn, we get to kill them with Soulflayer. Next turn, we delve the Soulflayer out. Next turn, we floop the big piggy into play. Get to put the big pig into play. I hope they don't concede. I hope they don't concede until the Soulflayer hits play. If they concede to the Soulflayer, we get 500 bits. No! Come back! You're supposed to concede to the Soulflayer! Way to cost me $5, opponent. Way to cost me $5. This is just completely unfair. This is completely unreasonable. I feel cheated and wronged. Alright, this is definitely a big game hunter matchup. Collective Brutality is probably not fantastic. Are you aware we paid for Soulflayer? Ooh, my lunch is here. I'll be right back. Alright. I think I can probably trim Riverwinders. I probably don't need Hexproof in this matchup. That's probably fine. And I'm gonna take a second here to eat my stuff. That's great, Immortal. You have your own gauntlets now? All right. In fact, I'm gonna tweet tagging Panera. I'm eating Panera for lunch. God, is this what it's like, chat? Is this what it's like? All right, we're done chilling. We're gonna keep. They're gonna like burning inquiry me and like make me discard my burning inquiry. It's gonna be a tilt. Fuck this deck. Nice deck, opponent. Have you considered being luckier? I feel like you didn't consider the being luckier line, opponent. Have you considered being luckier? This game is nothing like Hearthstone. Just nothing like Hearthstone. There's no cards with the word random that are competitive in Magic. That would just be silly to imply that there are cards that are competitive, have random competitiveness in Magic the Gathering. That would be nuts. You'd be foolish for implying that, chat. Whenever people talk about Hearthstone versus Magic, that's what they always say. They're always like, Hearthstone's got too much RNG, too many RNG cards that are competitive. I'm like, have you played fucking Magic the Gathering? Like really played it? Because I feel like you haven't, if that's the point you're gonna take. Opponent confirmed not wearing Mack Weldon clothes. Yep, it's definitely the Mack Weldon t-shirt. That's why I'm here. Was that a good one? Was that a good one? I feel like that might have been a good one. So let's pop this one out. Let's make sure we click on the right cards here. Oh, look at that. There's a Zetalpa. There's a Gifted Aetherborn. There's a Riverwinder. We'll take some lands out of here too, I suppose. We'll take some lands out of here too. Is that? Ooh. We made a piece of candy. We made a piece of candy. Oh, we didn't have a... I should have looted first, right? I should have looted to find a bird. Punted. Could have had 2 shots at the king. Could have had 2 shots at the king. We'd have missed anyways. All right. Well, we're 1-0. We're 1-0. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out here today. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thank you, Nicholas Bolas, for the bits. I appreciate it. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to do this full-time like I do. And Zarius Renegade with the bits as well. You can also support my stuff by supporting some of my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, myself and all of the wonderful moderators here would like to welcome you to Hoaglandia. Please be sure to talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator to receive your complimentary timeout. We are 1-0 here with Soulflayer Hollowed 1 Surprise, and see if we can keep on keeping on. Yeah, this thing seems fine, right? I think we actually don't want a Burning Inquiry on 1 here, right? Who should we Burning Inquiry on 1? Are we supposed to BI? I guess it sets up Soulflayer on 2, right? It sets up Soulflayer on 2. I've been watching for a while. I never received a timeout. What an outrage. Don't worry, we got you. We got you, fam. We could just, like, bin Zetalpa and, like, hit a Hollowed 1. So, like, obviously we should do this. Our hand didn't change. We actually lost our second black source there, so a little bit unlucky. They lost a forest, though. Hopefully it's their only land. Rats! Just the unluckiest. Is it loud when I eat soup? The other stuff was crunchy. Is it loud when I put soup in my... If it's loud when I put soup in my mouth, I will mute, but... They are playing tooth and nail. I'm going to escalate this brutality here, I think. I've been this Flamewake. I read your gathering article. I disagree with everything you wrote, but I have no way to back up my opinion. Of course, Niv. Welcome. Glad you enjoyed the article. Thanks for the humor. It's a pretty good one. Pelucranos and Selkie. Ooh, candy. Am I gonna max this brutality here? No, I'm just gonna go -2/-2 plus strain here. I know they didn't have a thing last turn, so they're pretty unlikely to have a thing this turn. So they're gonna Belukrinos next turn. Wild Speaker, okay. This doesn't let them polykey this turn, right? We really need to draw a black source here. If we draw a black source, we're okay. Our Burning Inquiry on one kind of bit us in the butt. Tilt. Hopefully this Faithless Looting hits Zetalpa plus a black source. Would be ideal. That's a lot of mana. They draw a Gen Wave. It's kind of scary. Looks like an Expo. Yep. We are a little bit too slow. A little bit too slow. Yeah, we would have missed anyways. We would have hit the Zetalpa here, but we would have missed on the black source. I guess Big Game Hunter's good here. Collective Brutality isn't particularly good. Rest of our cards seem fine. Do I want to change anything else here? I'm not sure that I do. Is Stub good enough? Maybe Izzet Charm's kind of clunky. Yeah, Stub seems fine. They probably don't have a lot of interaction, so I can probably trim... Actually, how do I feel about trimming all the Sidewinders and bringing in Gifted Aetherborn? That's probably fine. I'm gonna do this. See how it feels. Green Devotion is tier 1 and nobody does, right? I mean, Green Devotion is tier playable, like most decks in Modern. Most decks in Modern are tier playable. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. We've got almost 900 people in chat. That's pretty awesome. There's a lot of great things you could be doing, different people you could be watching, but thanks for choosing to spend part of your weekend here with us, the start of it. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. The old Soulflayer no black mana opener. Hopefully this changes that. Ooh, it did change the fact that we didn't have black mana. It did. Yield until here, my opponent's turn. Is the bot dead? No, the bot's alive. Alright, I'm gonna sit down for a little bit. All that eating took a lot out of me. Thought Scour. Definitely want my black source here. Going to shock this in and then cast BI again. Hey Jeff, been playing around with Band Super Friends. The time warp's the best way to win the game. Sorry for ever doubting you. They are quite excellent, Captain Command. I'm glad you played some games with them before just cutting them. I think they're quite good. Well, this is certainly what we signed up for. This is certainly what we registered to do. You could potentially make the argument that some mistakes were made. All right, I got Gifted Aetherborn. We hit some Faithless Lootings too. That's good. That's good. We found cards that are gonna let us turn these into real cards, hopefully. Gorbatron, if you didn't see the message in chat, I didn't go to the open. I ended up staying home sick for the last weekend. That's not the god I'm used to seeing. That's not the green god people usually play. There's a blast from the past. All right, that's enough of that one. Yeah, got plowed. There is an open in Minneapolis this weekend. I will not be attending. I don't know that I'm going to be playing much more Paper Magic. It's very expensive and time-consuming to get out to Paper Magic tournaments. Playing Magic on Magic Online is infinitely more convenient. Also, have you looked at my donation queue? Spending an entire weekend playing in a Magic tournament instead of streaming seems like it would be irresponsible of me. People have sent me dollar dues to play their Magic decks, so I should probably play their Magic decks. But all my bits towards Bant Super Friend. 10 out of 10 will do. Would you ever quit streaming while decks remain in the queue? No, if there was some unforeseeable thing, or like I got offered like an insane amount of money to like have a real job again, I would just stop accepting deck lists and then play out the ones that we have left. Is this keepable? I think this is keepable. I can cast the Gifted Aetherborn. Odd Rogue is the good aggressive rogue deck that I think is relatively cheap to build in Hearthstone's current standard format. Yeah, 100 bits move 1 point up. So you're saying is we have to donate for you to play Paper Magic? That's true. That's true. We did. There was a reason why I went to an open dressed as an owl, right? There was a large sum of money involved in that one. How much to dress as a splice onto arcade, right? Fun, you should have come up and said hello. That weekend was so much fun. Like, I won one match of Magic in Milwaukee, and it was probably one of the most fun Magic weekends I've had. Like, I met so many people. I met a lot of great people. We took a lot of awesome pictures. Like, just had a blast in general. Yeah, so turn 2, we can cycle the Street Wraith plus the Riverwinder and then cast this solid one, which is nice. No, I haven't been to a Grand Prix in a long time. The last Grand Prix I went to was GP Indy 2016, I think. I went to a Modern Grand Prix in Indy at one point. Hey, that's a Soulflayer. That's pretty good. Let's start by cycling this, see what we get. Your deck was bad, Panza. No, Panza is bad, Panza. My deck was awesome, Panza. Get out of here, Patrick Sullivan. Put my pick into play. Do you have any desire to play on the Pro Tour? I do not. I don't play Limited, and I don't really play much Standard. I suppose if I somehow happened into a qualification for a Modern Pro Tour, I wouldn't mind playing in that. But I don't think I would go through the effort to prepare properly for a Standard Pro Tour, so it's probably a waste. Would the message on cycling that during the end step be that I don't know how my cards work? So next turn, the Soulflayer is actually going to be really good here, right? Oh fuck! They're gonna take my Izzet Charm. I was just about to say we're gonna need to do this, bin these two, and then like put Soulflayer into play as like a hexproof, indestructible lifelinker that they can't interact with. So we need to draw another way to put poopers into our bin. Collective Brutality would be a good draw. Yeah, they really need to create sale this turn. And now they know what we're up to, so they could like Meddling Mage the Soulflayer, which kind of sucks. Wizards of the Coast doesn't really stand to gain anything by giving me a Pro Tour invite, is the thing. Like, they already, the people that follow my channel already follow Magic. So, like, that's why it makes sense when they give PT invites to people like Hearthstone streamers, because Hearthstone people aren't watching Magic. Well, if they don't have a Meddling Mage or another Kite Sail freebooter, we actually get to assemble Voltron next turn. I get to cast Faithless Looting off of these two lands, ditch these two, and then Soulflayer the Hexproof, the Flying Haste, this, and this. So please, just something dumb. Please, something dumb. I really want to Voltron you. Come on. No, stop it. No, not Meddling Mage. No. Why do you have to police all of my fun, opponent? That's so lame. Stupid fun police. I'm gonna trade for this Champion of the Parish if they offer it. Do I even want to discard Aetherborn now? I don't, right? And these two, I'm gonna fetch a swamp and put this Aetherborn into play. I mean, Meddling Mage is a card that hates fun, so if you want to make Modern a more fun format, I guess you'd have to ban it. You shouldn't ban Meddling Mage, chat. That's silly. What do I think of Modern Merfolk? I think it's a bad humans deck. Merfolk does what humans does, but it does it much worse. Okay. Our deck doesn't really have removal in the main deck, right? We've got like 2 Brutalities and 2 Izzet Charms. Yeah. All right, if we draw Collective Brutality, we can put Soulflayer into play as a monster. Ooh, we found a piece of candy. We found a piece of candy. It's just so beautiful. Opponent made the wrong card on the meddling bitch, and now they go down. Is this might be another $5 donation. This might be a concession, Soulflayer. Let's pop this one out nice and big. I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. Ooh. One Delve Bogle. One Delvey Bogle. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right, now I gotta tweet that one really quick. Hold on. How do we feel about that one? Who will win? All these humans or one Delvey boy? Captain Command, the last of my bits go to Band Super Friends. What is one of the good sideboard replacements for Elspeth? You want some kind of big finisher that's an alternative win condition. You could play like you find your favorite derpy planeswalker. You could play like a Johnny Mentor of Heroes or something else sweet. Something else like that. All right. Are we done here? Oh, look, they realize they can no longer win the game. Excellent. I like when they realize they can no longer win. All right, so all of these pieces of removal can get in my deck. Oh, they could Phantasmal Image it. They could Phantasmal Image it, couldn't they? I have no idea if it has the abilities. That sounds like a question for Magic Online. All right. Hexproof is pretty important here. I think I actually trimmed Tasigur because Reflector Mage is a beating. I think the Flamewake effect isn't as important as some of the others, so I'm gonna board this out. Gifted Aetherborn seems like the nut. Maybe I don't want 4 of them. No, I probably want 4 of them just so I can get that ability on Soulflayer. Did I forget to post that I was live in Discord? Yeah, I forgot to post that I went live. Sorry, I forgot to tag everyone. Need to remember to do that. Maybe Brutality is a touch slow. I think Flaying Tendrils good enough. They're good against their non-Thalia's Lieutenant draws. I don't think I can trim a land. Some of these Thought Scours could go away, maybe. They're kind of an expensive cantrip, especially against Thalia. Maybe trimming Street Wraith is fine, although you probably just can't trim Street Wraith with this card in your deck. I think I want the removal from the trim. I'm gonna trim another Flamewake Phoenix. Nah, I'm just gonna cut all the Thought Scours. Let's do that. Flamewake gives us the best chance to a full Voltron. Yeah, this is certainly a keep. If we hit 3 draws at a hollowed 1 to turn 1/4/4. Pyroclasm's interesting. Yeah, Clasm's probably better, right? Because Clasm wouldn't kill my birds permanently. This is a donation deck list. I made some changes, but I didn't change everything. You are very good, Faithless Looting. You are not wrong. Man, what a great username. Ugh. There's a link to the deck. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you could type !deck in chat to get a link to a deck list. So if we miss on the Faithless Looting on a hollowed one, I'm gonna save the Street Wraith, I think. Why would I say something silly like we could miss? That's obviously not gonna happen. Tough game. This Magic the Gathering. It's a tough game. It's working hard over here. Just need us some Soulflayers to wrap things out. We do need double black still. Maybe it's possible I should have fetched. I think I should have fetched Blood Crypt on one instead of shocking this in. Yeah, I should have fetched Blood Crypt on one. Was a missequence on my mana. Blue Red Wizard was a modern deck. Oh, they missed their second land. That's good for us. That fetches a basic swamp, which is, I guess this fetches a basic swamp too. I guess this just gets Blood Crypt, right? So I can just like dig aggressively for... Oh, I should have kept the Delta because I don't need another blue. That's what I should have done. This needs to get Blood Crypt so I can cast Faithless Looting. I should have kept the Delta so I could have a second black next turn without having to take quite as much damage. Okie doke. Okie doke. And like, if I would have fetched a Blood Crypt on one, I could have had double black here, and then I would have been able to keep Izzet Charm and Collective Brutality here. Like, if they have like Meddling Mage plus Kitesail Freebooter here, I could be in trouble. Is there a replacement for Brutality? Play more Izzet Charms. Max out on Izzet Charms. Play a 4th Leyline of Sanctity in the sideboard because your burn matchup's going to be worse. No, they don't need a second land. They have Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch lets them cast one of those two things. Alright, I'm going to preserve my health total here. Fetch a swamp. And cast this Soulflayer. They gonna Meddling Mage in response to this fetch land? They gonna punish me for not shocking in here and playing around that? I thought they would have Meddling Mage proactively. Although I guess if they Meddling Mage naming Soulflayer, I get to play the Collective Brutality. Oh, yep. Don't give a shit about that one. This. I want to leave that in there for later, I think. Narset Cannon is going to be earth-shattering. Narset Cannon is going to be sweet. If you haven't seen the Narset Cannon deck before, we've played it a few times on stream. It's a total hoot. That's the one that's going to be coming up after this. It doesn't lifelink currently. That's true. I think it's still just worth slamming it in here. Like, we're at 11. I can drain them with this brutality. So it's pretty hard to attack through that monster. Do my memes deceive me, or is this deck actually good? I mean, like, we took a tier 1 deck and we like shoved some cute shit into it, so like we're still doing the busted hollowed one thing. This deck is certainly fine. I think this deck is certainly plenty reasonable. I use SwiftKey on my Android devices. The off chance of Tithe, get out of here. So how did we make Hollowed One worse? I don't know that we made it worse. This deck's, it's okay. We're doing, what we're doing with this deck is objectively powerful. It's objective. I don't think it's a stretch to say that this deck is objectively powerful. Like, between the Hollowed One and like doing the Soulflayer thing, it's pretty good. I don't use Android on my normal phone. On my tablet I use SwiftKey, but I don't have an Android cell phone, so I don't use SwiftKey or any Android keyboard on there, obviously. Why didn't you Reflector Mage my good one, opponent? Why didn't you Reflector Mage my good one, opponent? I don't understand. I don't understand. That one, the Hollowed One's way worse than my other guy. That's why I didn't say Sailfish. Nobody knows what Sailfish is. It's not Android. What do you got? Not Android. I think I'm gonna kill the Noble Hierarch and drain them here. Just discard this land. This computer is using an Ubuntu 1604 based distribution that I help manage called Bodhi Linux. It's basically Ubuntu 1604 with a custom desktop. I can't recast this turn, chat. It got Reflector Maged, so I can't cast this even if I discard enough cards. And I'm going to hold the Street Wraith, so that way Ubuntu 12.04 is no longer supported, and you should upgrade to a newer release. Yeah. I was going to say 14.04 still has like 6 months of support left, or 8 months of support left, but 12.04 has been expired for a while. Look, all I know is when I booted up my Windows 10 this morning, Magic Online decided it no longer wanted to launch on my Windows 10 partition. So I rebooted into Linux, and it still wanted to launch just fine under Wine. So here we are streaming under Wine. They conceded to Brutality. They didn't concede to Soulflayer. Can I direct all my bits somewhere after the dust settles? Of course, Nicholas Bolas. You send a lot of bits. I'm gonna count on you to be honest, to tally however many bits you send yourself. So be a good one. I actually don't mind OSX. OSX at least has a sane command line environment. I can open a terminal and not be and not be like, where are all my reasonable commands at? I use Genie. It's a graphical text editor. For command line stuff, I use Nano. Because then I don't have to do a Google search to figure out how to close my text editor. If I block here, they're dead on the backswing, right? Because this says trample. If they didn't attack with these, I'm taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, but chat, this has flying. This has flying, and they're at 2. So if I kill this, they die on the backswing. Yeah, if I leave the Mantis Rider in play, they have 8 defense worth of blockers and can dogpile the Soulflayer. This has trample and double strike, chat. It says trample and double strike. So if they block with both of these, they still take 3. My articles go up every week on gatheringmagic.com. I had an article post this morning. My articles get posted on Fridays. While we're waiting for the 4th match in this league to pop, we're currently 2-1 with Soulflayer Hollowed 1. I would just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. There's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching. Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon, a great start to your weekend. If you're enjoying my stuff, please make sure you consider subscribing to the channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to do this like I do. Also be sure to check out some of our wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards or cash directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off of the top. Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing, such as this wonderful t-shirt that I'm wearing here today. They also do polos, shorts, underwear, socks, all sorts of great stuff there. You can check out bit.ly/Google Clothes and use 20%. You show Jeff Hoagland, save 20% on your first order there. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. If you are new, please make sure to hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. Bruce by asked to change the subject. What's the next event you're attending? I don't have any actual paper events coming up that I'm planning to attend, Bruce by. It's just tough to get away. It's I enjoy streaming. Like, streaming is my favorite type of Magic to play these days, which is why I do it, which is why I started doing it so much, and now it gets to be a job. So like, I'd much rather just spend a weekend at home streaming in the evenings. We are 2-1 in this league. We are 2-1 in this league. So again, this deck has a neat angle with the Soulflayer in it, but like, honestly, this deck has elements that aren't that different from like Hallowed One, which is a tier 1 deck. So like, the core of this deck is doing something objectively powerful, and then we're adding something as a different angle of attack that's difficult to interact with on top of it. Yeah, this stands to keep, right? Burning Inquiry means it could really be anything. How hard is to not work knowing that you could be earning fairly easily from home at any time, right? That's the thing, right? Like, it's funny. Christy and I were talking the other day, and she recently started playing D&D with a group of her friends on Wednesday nights, and she's like, if you want to like go out and do something regular on random nights of the week, you can do that too. And I was like, my fun time is like when I go to work in the afternoon, right? Like, if I want to do something extra in the evenings, I'll fire up the stream some more. Like, I genuinely enjoy doing this, and I'm very, very fortunate to be able to do that, and I appreciate everybody out there that helps make that possible. I think I'm so I don't have anything else that lets me discard right now, so I think I'm supposed to cycle this Street Wraith. I did hit a Faithless Looting off that Burning Inquiry, though. So the fact that I have a Faithless Looting in my bin, I think I'm supposed to hold the Street Wraith because I can flash this back in 2 turns, and when I flash this back in 2 turns with the Street Wraith, I can play a Hallowed One for free. Look, going outside and interacting with people, that's overrated. That's overrated. Get that money. Please add 1 to Enduring Ideal. 10 out of 10 will do. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put the Watery Grave into play here because I really don't want to lose my second black source here. Hey, Kyo Shine, thank you for the 4-month resubscription. I appreciate the continued support. Thanks for helping me continue to do what I do here. That's great, Jersey. You can always see what's in the donation queue at this link. Always see what's in the queue. I did not unmono the sub sound. I did actually 0 changes to it. I wonder if it's... I'm gonna have to go back and check the stream where you said it was in mono. I might have been streaming from Windows at that point. I wonder if the audio is messed up on Linux, on the Windows version of OBS. Because I know the Linux version of OBS uses a different plugin for, uses a different plugin for using browser sources. Yeah, it looks like Eternal Command. All right, so let's BI to start. There's a Pulsa. Glad we added a basic mountain to the deck. A Robocaster Mage, howdy howdy. You know, honestly, I ended up trimming the 6 Delve threat from the deck with the Thought Scours and these Riverwinders. I think maybe we were wrong to make that change and there should still be a Gurmag Angler in this deck. Can I guesstimate on the low end all of my random cheers and put them towards a deck already in the queue? Yeah, sure, JMP. Drop me a whisper. Let me know. I think they're a Blood Moon deck, yeah. I like this ordering. I like how it's land, 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 artifact, land. But is this like hiding your Dryad Arbor in paper? Just like got the Aether Vial in there with all of your mana? Sounds good, JMP. I'm gonna be really sad when they counter my Soulflayer next turn. I'll play it off the swamp since I have Flamewakes in my discard pile. No, I think I like the sub badges. The sub badges just look kind of generic. Can I use my sub message to make you talk about Sailfish? Because I looked it up a while ago and it looks sick. Yeah, so Sailfish is it's just an actual Linux-based operating system. Actually, the user interface is super clean on it. If you look up some of the videos, it's really elegant. The way the whole interface, oh man, that's rude. The way the user interface meshes with whatever background image you have set, so all the native applications kind of look and change and adapt when you set an image. If you look it up online, the ambiance is what I'm talking about. It's really clean. And of course, if you're a geek like me, it's built on largely open source software, and the interface is all written in Qt. So I enjoy that aspect of it. Are these Aetherborns good? Are these Aetherborns good? They actually trade with scavenging users and Tarmogoyfs, right? That doesn't seem like the worst. I guess bringing in the discard spell aspect of these seems appealing. I feel like we have a lot of cards in our sideboard that could be okay here. Like the Stubborn Denials and the Gifted Aetherborns both seem like they could be okay on paper. I don't know. Yeah, there aren't a ton of devices that actually support Sailfish OS officially, though. I think there's a lot of community ported devices, but if you need Android support, because they don't have a ton of native, they don't have everything as a native application that you want. Like if you need like Netflix and Discord and stuff like that. You need an officially supported device. So it runs really well on the Sony Xperia X. I've been using that as my daily mobile device for a long time. Put these towards Marty Pyro, please. 10 out of 10, Tarmogoyfs. Thank you. Do I want these Gifted Aetherborns or Stubborn Denials in my deck? Those are the questions. That is the question. Are the Flamewake Phoenixes good enough? Probably fine. Yeah, I think Aetherborn is good too. All right, I'm just gonna trim some cantrips and stuff and get some of these in my deck. Just gonna like take the Coward Split and just shave a bunch of stuff. This hand seems okay. Could be anything. Could be anything. Okie doke. 4/4 hexproof probably isn't good enough on turn 2. If we had some flying haste into the mix, that's probably fine. Zetalpa, tilt. I'm just gonna ditch this BI. No, I'm probably gonna play the BI next turn, right? I'll ditch these two. So next turn we can Soulflayer and then BI afterwards. Hopefully they tap out here. Perfect. So do I want a Burning Inquiry first? I could ditch both Soulflayers, but I could also hit an Aetherborn or a Zetalpa. Yeah, I'm gonna BI first. If we ditch both Soulflayers, it's just not meant to be. We ditched one Soulflayer, that's fine. We're losing this race by a lot. I don't really have much else we can do here. We needed to hit Zetalpa or Aetherborn there. No, I don't think so, Matthew. I think if those cards are relevant, we're probably losing the game by a lot anyways. Might be a little bit late. I assume we're also just dead to bull here. Yeah, we get a chump block here. Next turn, we can play a land, flashback Faithless Looting, hit Zetalpa and something else, and then another Soulflayer, perhaps. So we have outs here. Take our turn to confirm that we are dead. Obviously, we like can't beat a remand or a mana leak or anything like that here, so there's no point in talking about it. Apparently they don't do anything, Burgle. Debbie Downer. Oh man. There's the 7th card. The 7th card will get you every time, chat. That damn 7th card. Alright, we're 2-2. We're 2-2. I would like to point out that their 6 cards didn't do anything, Burgle. It was the 7th card. I'll throw some bits of the Traverse Shadowless too. That sounds good, Tarmagoofy. Thank you for the support. It's a good reminder to everyone, if you see something in the queue that's kind of far down and you want to see it sooner, you can always cheer bits or donate towards moving a deck list up in the queue. 100 bits or $1 moves decks up in the queue. Just one match one away from confirming this to be a real modern deck. And then we're going to play the most modern of modern decks. We're going to play some Narset Cannon after this. Gonna play some Narset Cannon. Decent Hearthstone hand, pretty terrible Magic hand. Up the mulligan, need some lands. Sure. This hand could be anything. I might keep a bird. Can you make today's decks get moved up in the order? Generally, I only adjust decks the day of if something hits 100 points. So that's the rule. Keeps it consistent and fair and lets people set expectations. Nivik and Justin both decided they wanted to donate a large amount to get this deck and Wizards moved around. Well, we don't have any more lands, but we've got a 4/4. We've got a 4/4. If we hit Faithless Looting or Burning Inquiry, this hand could go a long way with this. You wield it. My birthday ban, timeout, of course. Happy birthday. Land. Another card we can't cycle. Maybe I'm supposed to block here. Yeah, I think I'm actually supposed to block here because this attack signifies that they're going to bolt my thing. Yeah, I think I should have blocked the Monastery Spear because the Goblin Guide has a chance to keep giving us lands. So a touch unfortunate that we lost our other land, but it is what it is. Hey, Demon Feet, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making Magic content right now, so thanks for choosing to support mine this month with that. Welcome. Alrighty. Services. We unfortunately lost our Soulflayer, chat. We have unfortunately lost our Soulflayer. I assume we're dead on this attack here, just like any 3 damage spell kills us. We've got a lot of cards for burn. We've got I got some brutalities, some gifted aetherborns, some stubs, some bolts. Cut these thought scours. I probably don't need hexproof in this matchup, right? I probably don't want some of these street wraiths. Collective Brutality is probably, or Izzet Charm's probably a little slow. How do we feel about this? How do we feel about this? Do I need all of these Zetalpas? Do I need all of these Zetalpas? Probably not. This is technically more removal. You think I should cut all the wraiths? I'd believe that. I'd believe cutting all the wraiths is the line. Leave some Riverwinders in. Because if we get Soulflayer with Riverwinder and Gifted Aetherborn, they just can't win. They'll board in path, need hexproof. Oh, that's a good call. That's actually a really good call. I'm gonna trim some of these and board out this. All right, I think I like this configuration. They just want to board in path for killing our 4/4s in general. Yeah, sounds great. I think I'm gonna play this tapped on 1 rather than shock. Just like our health total is valuable. Still haven't received an invite to the Discord server. Have you linked it using the desktop, your desktop web browser? And then you'll see the server pop up in your settings. Well, I mean, like, just because I have these in hand doesn't mean I need to, like, play fast and loose with my health total. Weird. If you've been connected for if you've been subbed for more than an hour, you should contact Discord support. I'm definitely binning the bird, and I think just a Faithless Looting here. All right, well, we're not going to escalate another one of those. Grafdigger's Cage. We actually get to play around Grafdigger's Cage pretty nicely here because of Soulflayer. Definitely cops. Congrats on your graduation. We know they have another Goblin Guide. I'm gonna start by cycling this and see what we get. I'm gonna kill plus drain here. It's like turn 3, casually at 21 against burn. Seems good. Yeah, Cage only messes with our birds, which is nice. Oh, it messes with our looting flashback too, I suppose. Definitely stops that. That's really annoying. It's pretty punishing for having burned my, well, or we could draw that. Sure. Remember when we were looking at the deck list and I was like, I really want to kill burn, so I put 2 more brutalities in the board. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Waiting for a Soulflayer or a Hollowed One to close the game out. Man, the fact they've only drawn 2 lands might mean that they might kill us anyways. I guess I want to wait on cycling this because I could draw Hollowed One and that lets me cast it. It's a good draw. So I'm going to hold on to this land so I can bin it with BI. Yep. So we'll get a bunch more looks at potential Soulflayer and whatnot next turn. Another Burning Inquiry. You ever consider doing, it's just something like points for viewing at some time? I've seen other streamers do that. Could transfer into dock points or something. That's interesting. I suppose we could do that and people could like cash them in for moving things up in the queue. It's an interesting idea. Things that encourage people to keep the stream open. I kind of like that idea, actually. Maybe I'll look into a bot that handles that. I actually really like that idea a lot. I'd have to figure out like what a good ratio of like time spent watching to like points equated in the queue would be. But yeah, I know there's a bunch of bots and stuff that do it. I was like, I don't have anything good to give out for it, but I hadn't made the connection that we could link it to donation list, basically. There's a ton of different systems that do it. Yeah, there's a ton of different systems that do it. I've just like never seen a need or a benefit for doing it before, but that's a good suggestion. Yeah, the exchange rate would have to be high. That is correct. I mean, like, watching the stream is kind of like giving me money. The more viewers I have, the easier it is to make money. Jonesy, I'd prefer that you talk to Discord support, because the Discord is handled auto-magically, so it automatically assigns your role and stuff. All right, so our opponent's dead. They just don't know it yet. We're gonna put Voltron into play here. Attack with life linking Voltron. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. You think I should cut some birds? I guess I don't really need the haste, and like Grafdigger's Cage makes it worse, and I kind of want this Izzet Charm on the draw. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna trim a bird and bring him back in Izzet Charm. Bring an Izzet Charm in. Opponent taking the time to appreciate what just happened to them, right? Maybe they were taking a screenshot of their own. Wow, this hand's the nut in like 2 or 3 different ways. If we're lucky, this happens too. Things could be unfortunate and they could not break our way, but like we possibly have the turn 1 ley line with Burning Inquiry Hollowed One, so I think I'm supposed to fetch Blood Crypt here. And we're not playing this deck to not gamble on this on 1, so 10 out of 10, cast this. We ditched a Soulflayer, but we got to keep our Hollowed One, so God bless. We also got rid of an Eidolon out of them, which is actually pretty good, right? Yep, you got a Grafdigger's Cage. Got me. And I think... Nah, I'm not happy to trade here, right? Because I have this Collective Brutality in my hand. Am I supposed to be happy to trade there? I don't know. I guess I'm winning the race just attacking them back, right? An Aetherborn. That's pretty good. I'm definitely binning this. Do I want to bin this Riverwinder? I got stitches and I never even snitched on somebody. It's definitely the Riverwinder. Put this into play tapped. I think I'm gonna block this turn because I drew this Aetherborn, so blocking here encourages them to spend removal on this. If they spend removal on this, they're less likely to have removal for this one. Oh, I should have blocked here because they can't prowess. They can't prowess this one. It's the same damage this turn. Yeah, that was loose on my part. That was a mistake. You have an Eidolon? Yep. Yeah. Kill your thing, drain you. I've been this looting, I think. So probably holding all lands from here on out. Yeah, always block this with Spear. Yep, Narset Cannon's coming up next. Unless something gets pushed above 100 points. Yellow Hat, thank you for the host. Welcome to folks coming over from Nassif's channel. We're hanging out playing some Modern this afternoon. Been going for about 4.5 hours. I'm planning to do 8, 9, 10, probably 12 hours or so today. Playing a bunch of Magic. Yep. Oh, and now like the fact that I didn't kill that Goblin guy is like I killed the Goblin guy instead of the Swift Spear is biting me in the ass. So I can't guaranteed kill this turn. They could like Lightning Bolt or Helix themselves. Thank you for the bits, Hogland. The Narset deck list actually isn't in the queue because I didn't have a chance to link it. I think I'm going to play the Gifted Aetherborn here, even though it's likely to die. Makes any Soulflayers be set up nice. Also, like, cards that kill this are also things that could give this prowess. If they can't kill this, Collective Brutality, this will be pretty safe. Soulflayer or Tasigur would be clutch draws here because they could turn on our Stubborn Denial, which would be nice. This is the easiest block of my life. Wow, that's brutal. So they brought in D-Rev for... Oh, sweet. We're going to get to soft stub something here. Which is awesome. And then these are going to trade, and I'm going to end up at 11 with the Collective Brutality in my hand. Yeah, they brought in Destructive Revelry for Hollowed 1. It just happened to tag our Leyline. Yeah, definitely. I'm not surprised that they have it. It makes sense. If it's in their sideboard, bringing it in here makes sense. It's like a Searing Blaze, basically, right? Yep, the Narset deck is the meme Narset deck. Delve Threat. Soulflayer. I'll take that one. I think this card's actually good in Modern, just for what it's worth. I think this card is, like, actually reasonable in Modern. It's got a lot of matches where it's just, like, pretty reasonable. This is just a 2-turn clock, right? We have a Shock in our hand. Vampire Nighthawk is decent without flying. Confirmed Modern deck. This deck is kind of sweet. If you kind of want to do something that's busted with Hollowed 1, but you want a sweet take on it, I think this deck definitely qualifies. I actually think one of the changes I made to the deck before we started playing was actually kind of bad. I think I cut, there was a Gurmag Angler up here, and my gut said that that was going to be too many delve threats, but with Thought Scour and Riverwinder as extra ways to like get more cards into the discard pile, I actually think the the having an access to a Gurmag Angler is actually pretty reasonable. So I think that would be, I would put the Delve threat back in here. Probably over a Flamewake Phoenix. I think that's actually what we swapped. We swapped the Flamewake Phoenix for a Delve threat for Flamewake Phoenix. And you just don't need 4 Flamewake Phoenixes, I don't think. Like with the Thought Scours, you see them more often. So I think just swapping that back is good. At any rate, let's fire up the Narset cannon, shall we? Let's fire up. Let's charge the meme cannon. I'm gonna get this uploaded to Stream Decker here real quick so everyone can take a look at it at home. Where are we at? Yep. All right, let's grab some cards. So the Stream Decker should be updated for people that want to look at it there. You don't play Zetalpa. You discard it to your discard pile and then you delve it with Soulflayer.